Hello, hello, hello. Good evening,
Hello.
everybody.
Good
Hello.
evening.
Welcome to Healthy Talk podcast and live streaming tonight. And one of the topic that we wanted to discuss and talk about is pain. And we all know that, you know, many of us experience pain at least once, if not more, in our life, and could be acute. And some I know that are coming into our pharmacy with a chronic pain. So this is a huge area. Pain is also subjective, right? So sometimes people will say, "Oh, it's all in your head," and one person pain tolerant is different than the other person. So you can't just say, "Oh, it's in your head." You really need to assess the pain properly. And being a pharmacist, I've seen a lot of prescription for pain medication over the year. I've been working for 30 years as a pharmacist, so I've seen many of them. And I take a look at it, and there's a few cases that we could be doing better than just giving them a prescription painkiller, because a lot of time that's just controlling the symptoms. And so from our point of view, from my point of view, is that knowing what's causing the pain, what's the trigger, and can we do anything about that trigger? And then, or even at least understanding it will help us, control or manage the pain a lot better than just taking painkiller to control the symptoms.
Yes.
So, that's where my thought process, and that's where how we try to work at our pharmacy. And, so my goal tonight is, among three of us with the discussion, hopefully, unravel some of the underlying causes and what's actually causing pain, and what, type of pain, because there's, we just said generalized pain, but there's so many different type of pains, and different type of pain may have different underlying cause or etc. And the symptom may be different. So
Yes.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that we all complain about pain and all the rest, but I mean, underlying though, pain is a good thing, right? From an evolutionary standpoint, pain it's a good thing, right? There's a reason why you have pain.
well, your body is definitely telling you that something's not right,
Right.
that you're having pain, so you can't ignore it. There's other health issue that we don't have the symptom, or we don't know. And even if we have symptoms, not the same as pain. Pain me pain,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it more, but you're hurting.
Yes.
And when you're hurting, you're going to do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There's different types of pains, and we're talking about the one pain you sit down, you say you kick a toe, or where you're sitting there and you're not feeling well. Okay. Different types of pains, right? In my profession, professional football, self-made pain, right? you're
yeah,
either gonna you're either gonna dish out the pain, or you're gonna do it. But any way you look at it, you're gonna feel pain. You're feeling something, right? And
yeah,
if there was a underlying feeling about it, especially as a running back, like me, when I hit somebody, yeah, I felt it, but they felt it a little bit more, right? 225 pounds coming at you as fast as you can blink an eye, and not going around you and just trying to go through you. Yes, there is pain, right?
pain,
But you do
absolutely.
feel it though. But you do feel it
Yeah, yeah,
after the game.
yeah,
Especially at night. Okay, after your body has calmed down a little bit, every place that you made contact with, you're gonna feel some type of pain.
yeah, yeah,
And
Yeah,
surely, Willard, I mean, when you look at football players and in that particular sport, I mean, there's a reason why you don't play back-to-back games, right?
that is correct. You're right. Um, and it's good to how they're doing it now, where you'll play. You play every week, and then there's that odd week where you're gonna have a bye, which is really good. I mean, I
yeah,
think that's really
yeah,
came to a great point for the Canadian Football League and as well as the NFL. The NFL, remember, has gone to 17 games instead of 16 games. In that 17 games, you're going to have a bye week in which you can get all your injured people, you know, healthy enough to come back out the following week. So after 2 weeks of playing.
So that's bring up the point that Willard mentioned previously, that stretching, etc.
Yes.
Right. So after before the game, you have to make sure that you stretch your muscle properly, so that when you exerting pressure or you're hitting, etc., that the muscles can handle it. And then after the game, I'm sure there's you got to do stretching, you got to do hot tub, etc., massage, all of that come into play.
Yeah, we never did hot tub. We never did
Ice
hot
tea.
tub. Yeah, it's always
Ice.
cold tub, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated it. Now I still hate it to this day, right? Putting just my whole legs inside of the ice tub was excrusionary. I mean, because you feel the pain.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pain. Pain of things freezing up on you, right? Going numb. Right. Once
Absolutely.
it goes numb, it's fine. You can stay as long as you want. Right. But then again, there's that thawing out process. You're going to feel pain. Right.
Yeah. For sure.
So can't get away from it.
No, absolutely. And the other thing is that, that's one type of pain, right? So, from the exercise, sports, etc. But there's so many different type of pain that knowing what type of pain and what's causing it, it's where, the key to it is, because there's muscle pain, what with the spots and stuff. And there's another type of pain, is a nerve pain, that nerve is firing and causing the pain. So knowing what type of pain give us better idea of, okay, what is causing it and how do we, prevent it in the future? How do we treat it? So that's huge thing. There's another type of pain that migraine headache, and also one of the things that Norman I kind of talked about it is fibromyalgia type of pain. Okay. And those are again different type of pain. People get headache or migraine headache. It could be the stress that causing neck muscle tension that can trigger the pain. Or on the other hand, depending on how your body is clearing toxin through the bowel movement and stuff. And I'm bringing that up because I have a few patients that come to me with the years of chronic migraine headache. And they were on migraine medication for, I have one lady for 20 years that never really gone away. Every day she has migraine, and even if she take the migraine medication, that will just, pain from 10 down to 5 type of thing, and still severe pain. Until we figured it out that, okay, let's see, it's your neck tension. And we found out, yes, she's stressed and her neck has a tension. We did the topical neck massage with the anti-inflammation, etc. That still was not eliminating her pain. So finally I said, maybe let's, look at how's your body's handling the toxin and clearing and stuff. So we supported the liver function. Guess what? After 72 hours doing liver support, her 20 years of migraine finally gone.
Serious.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm bringing this up because not a lot of people look at that. The toxin that your body's holding on, or what the food that you're eating that giving you more toxic load, or the environment, that can really trigger the migraine. Now that is your brain's hurting because toxins are causing so much inflammation that now affecting your brain, and your brain's inflamed. Now the brain's hurting and you're getting this severe migraine every day. And so, I'm bringing this out because I know there's many migraine sufferers out there chronically, and they may not look at that.
I think that's
Oh.
one of the things, Dennis, like obviously being with you for the last 10 years, it's one of the things that I love is always looking at, what is causing that. So it's not just masking it.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously there's traditional therapies that we can do with painkillers and NSAIDs and all the rest of
It's
the
helpful,
thing.
you know.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's really, you're always trying to dig in deeper and trying to figure out, well, what is the root cause of that?
Yeah.
And identifying those stressors, like you said before, whether it's environmental toxins, whether it's food, whether it's something else, but looking at it from a different perspective, right? Especially for those that are suffering from chronic pain, right?
Absolutely.
What about mental pain? I mean, people suffer from mental pain, right?
Yeah.
How we cope with our mental pain, people do it differently. Some do it with drugs, others do it by meditating.
Yeah. From
All
my
of these
point,
things.
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. From my point of view, is going into, again, what is creating this mental, emotional pain issue. And if we can address that, that's where to start. And the other thing is definitely meditation will be my preferred choice of
Instead of pills or things like that.
exactly,
Okay.
especially for the mental and emotional. And then looking at, the brain chemical balance and the food that they're eating. And every time I talk to people with a mental health issue, I know we're talking about pain, but I want to, bring that on because we'll mention that mental pain because a lot of us don't talk about that. And the thing is with the mental health issue is that the brain chemical imbalance, like serotonin,
Okay.
dopamine,
Yes.
those things. And if you look back again from the traditional treatment, antidepressant, etc. And people say, oh, one dose is not working. The doctor want me to do two. If I do three, would it be better? And from my point of view, is you have to understand how these medication works before you start increasing it.
Okay.
These medication, when we have the brain chemical imbalance, which means our body is not producing a proper amount, right? Because it's our body. And when there's imbalance, that means something's not working properly and something's not producing proper chemical. So what these medication does is that when you take, say, for example, Prozac or fluoxetine, everybody familiar with the antidepressant. How it works is that when you take that, it's actually slow down the breakdown of serotonin, active serotonin to inactive form, so that you have a more active serotonin in your system. Hence, that improves the whole mood elevation. But from my point of view is that when I talk to these patients, I start asking, how much protein are you eating and how much vegetable are you eating? And the reason is that for our body to make serotonin, you need two things, two building blocks. One is protein. Protein get break down into our system as an amino acid,
Right.
and our body use that amino acid and enzyme convert it
Energy.
into serotonin. And these enzymes for working properly and converting these protein into serotonin, you need vitamin B complex. Vegetables provide that. So if you're taking antidepressant like fluoxetine or Prozac that trying to hold the serotonin, active serotonin longer, like my theory is stream and building the water dam, right?
Okay.
The stream is water is low in the stream because summer heat, whatever, and just trickling down. So we build a water dam to increase this level, water level. But what if amount of water flowing in this stream is so small that it's gonna take years to dam to build this up? What if you put more water in there, melt some ice into there? You can get more water coming. The dam can do that job better. And so that's what
Okay.
I tell people is that if you have a mental health issue, mental pain, emotional pain, you need to eat more protein, you need to eat more vegetables. It doesn't matter acute or chronic. Then that will help your body to make better amount of neurotransmitter, and that will help rather than a lot of time people get these mental health, mental pain, emotional pain, they'll go to ice creams and desserts and sugary stuff,
Okay.
which does not do anything in the long run. They actually cause more inflammation, literally inflammation in the brain, and they're going to have a
Yeah, vicious circle there.
yeah, physical pain. So
Okay.
it's I can talk about that for like the
Yeah.
whole night, but that's where my passion is when I see people coming in and this medication's not working. My doctor want to add that one and this one. And I've seen people with like 3, 4 different, medication for the mental health. And I'm like, start asking questions and saying, are you eating properly? Like, are you getting protein and not protein? Are you eating any vegetables? And I have people that come to me and saying, no, I have, toast in the morning and I have cereals and, I have whatever. Like, I'm looking at it and saying, where's your protein?
Yeah.
And so those are the kind of thing. And from the pain point of view, even any other type of pain, when the more you eat carbohydrate and sugar, the more inflammation you're gonna get. And
Oh,
inflammation in the down the line is gonna cause pain.
is this information from?
Sugar itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like for example, fibromyalgia, I'm jumping around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fibromyalgia pain. If you look at the research data,
Okay.
nobody know what's causing fibromyalgia. Is what they're saying. The symptom is generalized all whole body, all over the pain. And the diagnosis of fibromyalgia is that they look at the 4 sets of trigger point at the back. If they found that 8 points on your back and you have generalized pain, the diagnosis fibromyalgia. From my point of view, and then for them is there's no treatment. You take painkiller the rest of your life. From my point of view, is fibromyalgia pain is muscle inflammation, mitochondria dysfunction. That mitochondria are overloaded, overworked, and now causing a lot of oxidative stress and inflammation, and not enough vitamins and nutrients for support for mitochondria to function. So now mitochondria are actually started dying. When mitochondria are started dying, these muscle cells start dying. That's where the fibromyalgia hit.
Mm.
Because when your muscle cells start dying, it's going to be painful. And then if you talk to fibromyalgia patients, they are exhausted. The reason they're exhausted is that their mitochondria are not working and dying. Mitochondria is where the energy production in the muscle. And I have patients that came to me that literally told me that I have no energy to cook properly, to eat. So what they end up doing is chocolate bars and candy bars and quick sugar. And they are in this definitely vicious cycle, like Norm said, they can never get out. For those patients, they need to do is making sure treating the inflammation. And I've seen, now some newer prescription medication of immune modulators and stuff. From my point of view, is treat it with food. Like start eating protein, start eating vegetable, start eating, better food. Like if you go paleo, that's anti-inflammation food. And you start using and watching what you eat. And that will really do a lot more than just taking prescription medication alone.
What role is exercise playing that, Dennis?
exercise, it's helpful because it's improved the circulation, but depending on how exhausted you
Yeah.
are. So I told people that I have people come to me and they have fibromyalgia, but when they exercise, they feel good. So they go to gym every day. But then after that, they're lying on the couch, can't move for like 2-3 hours. So I tell them, don't do that. Cut it, right? Don't do if you exercising an hour or two a day because you feel good, because cortisol and adrenaline's pumping. After that, you're gonna be dead. Then do like usually you do 2 hours, do 1 hour.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
do every day, do every other day. Like Willard said, professional football player, they don't play every day.
No.
Right.
They know they need to rest their body.
Yeah.
But meantime, I see people that no, I gotta go to the gym every day. Otherwise, I'm not gonna lose weight. Otherwise, I don't feel good. But you're really, really pushing your body.
Yes.
And so you have to listen to your body and understand. And you have to learn from, professional like Willard. Like, he's saying, no way, we cannot play every day. We cannot
No.
play every week. These different schedule changes and improving that sometimes we don't understand
Yeah.
as a spectator.
So if we play on a Friday or Saturday or even a Sunday, right? Especially on Sundays, we'll have the we'll go in on a Monday, watch film. Then of course we'll run, to keep our bodies toned. But
Yeah,
anybody who has pain, aches and pains and whatever, have to go in, get in the tub, take ultrasound, all that kind of stuff, just to get ready for a game probably that's going to be played on probably that Friday or that Saturday. Um, it takes your body, especially as you get older, takes that body just a little bit longer to get
yeah,
back into it, right?
exactly. Yeah.
So
So,
yeah,
like for me, is one of the key is knowing your body and listening to it, and then do accordingly, and then making sure you eat proper type of food. Like it's so important that people think that we can just pop the like. I take a lot of supplement. I'm
right.
not denying it. That does not mean that I don't eat good. I do eat my protein. I don't eat my vegetables. I don't like vegetables since I was little, and
You
I'm the
don't?
young. I don't. I'm the youngest out of nine. I got away with not eating vegetables when I was growing up. But since I've been doing this last 18 years, I told myself, you know what? If I want, you know, people to listen to me, I gotta do what I'm telling them. And I started eating vegetables, and I noticed a difference. And so for me, I make the point of eating vegetables. Even though I don't like it, I'm getting to enjoy a little bit more as I'm pushing myself. You can build that muscle, right?
Yeah.
Anything is a muscle, mental muscle. You build it. No, I need it. I have to eat it. And so I'm now, like I eat vegetables every day, and I have to have certain amount of protein. So for me, I'm busy. So this week, starting last week, I actually started doing shake for breakfast, shake for lunch. Before I even had like 2 eggs in the morning. Now I don't have time for that. I'm
Oh,
just getting a little bit crazy. So I have shake in the morning, and then I have shake at lunch, and then I have another shake at 3 o'clock. And then I came home, I get my rice, meat, and vegetables.
you are having our shake, right?
Oh, absolutely.
There
Yeah.
you go. Okay,
Yeah.
just want to
And I
clarify
just,
that.
I just, I just didn't have the, uh, you know, patient to make something really nice like what you do. I don't blend that. I just scoop in the, uh,
Scoop and water.
shaker in the water, shake it. My lunch and breakfast is done in like 5 minutes.
I couldn't do that. Just bloop, then shake, shake, shake. No, I need to
Oh,
have all that other good
absolutely,
stuff in there, right?
for sure. If I
Yeah.
have, on the weekend and stuff, like I do that, here and there. I actually videotape and posted on our Facebook one time too that I got like so many different bag of frozen berries and
Yeah.
pineapples and absolutely I enjoy that.
Yeah.
But day to day I'm at work. I don't have the luxury. So for me it's having a scoop of protein and green and a 8 ounce glass of water, shake it, I'm done.
You don't have a blender at work?
No, I don't.
Ah, okay.
I know I
We
have a fridge and
I know what
stuff.
we're gonna
So
I know what we're gonna do.
For,
We're gonna
for,
get you a blender for
we,
work.
yeah, for Christmas, this Christmas gift this
There
year.
you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I know like with the pain thing, I can talk hours and hours.
Yeah.
One of the thing I want to bring it up is that two things: muscle pain and nerve pain.
Okay.
Muscle pain when you are overwork the muscle, like we'll let you play
Yeah.
whatever. After that, you're gonna have a muscle pain because you
Yes.
overuse it. And when you have the muscle pain, a lot of time, if you overstretch the muscle, there is something called myofascial pain. All the
Okay.
muscle pains are myofascial pain because you overwork the muscles are contracting so much that you got these points that if you touch it, it's really painful. And these
Yes.
points actually radiate pain to other places.
Yes.
So I have a lot of people that like come to me and say, oh, I got pain, like I got a headache. And I started talking to them, and because of the stress, they tensed up their neck muscle, etc. And I can touch the side of the neck and they will scream.
Yeah.
And I will
Really?
tell them, you know what, just massage their point, a minute, 2 or 3 times a day.
Okay.
And if need to, then we can make the topical anti-inflammation gel, put a drop there, you can massage it. There is my mentor that who trained me about the trigger point pain and myofascial pain. If you have time, look him up. His name is Dr. Hal Blackman, Blatman. He trained me about this back in 2006. He can look at you and how you standing and how you hold your body and shoulder. He can tell you where's your trigger points and where you have the pain.
Was he a chiropractor?
He is MD.
Oh, okay.
He is that good. He's from Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the pain specialist. The myofascial trigger point pain textbook is written by a physician named Dr. Janet Travell. She was GFK's family physician.
Oh,
And Dr. Hal Blackman,
Massachusetts.
yeah, Dr. Hal Blackman actually got trained under her. He's her student. And so he's been teaching that to physicians and pharmacists and chiropractor all over the world. Right now, he has a second clinic in New York, and he's now, I believe, as associate professor at the Bestier's naturopathic college teaching now for the pain and stuff. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
so if you have time, follow him on the Facebook and stuff. He has a lot of good stuff there. Couple of years ago, I think just a little bit after COVID, I actually had him on a
Yeah.
weekly talk about the whole myofascial pain, and he's phenomenal. And one of his thing is that if you don't want to massage these points with the, your finger, etc., you can actually use the rubber ball hard enough. It's not tennis ball, but rubber ball that like, dog chew ball type of thing. You can use that and use the wall to roll that point. And you will do that regularly. After a few days, you will relieve the pain.
Yeah.
So that is the muscle pain. That is a myofascial pain, like plantar fasciitis that a lot of us get.
Yeah.
That is a myofascial pain trigger points on your calf, like calf
Oh,
muscle.
okay.
And so, like probably 10 years ago, one of the PharmD, from a health sciences center, children hospital called me and said, we have all these teenagers in a psychiatric ward, mostly girl, with severe headache and mental pain. And they don't know what to do with it. They just admit them there, just monitor and give them Tylenol, etc. And then after 4 weeks or so, then they get settled down, then they get discharged. So the neurologist asked him and saying, well, can you do any drug, recommend anything so that we can help them faster? So he called me and I was like, it's a took a point because from what I've learned and what I'm doing at my place. So we started suggesting this topical pain gel, trochopoint gel. And when they come to me, when they discharge to me, I find them the point, I give them a picture, and I told them how to apply it. With that, 30 girls that was in a psychiatric ward all got discharged in 2 weeks.
Oh,
And we were started doing that outside with the family physician because the neurologist telling all these family physician as refer them back saying, this is what we're doing with Dennis. So for a few years, we got a lot of patients coming to us and we were actually able to prevent them getting admitted
oh, that's pretty
to
good.
the hospital. So
Yeah.
I'm passionate about these type of things. So that's the muscle pain. But the other thing is the nerve pain.
Yep.
And we are doing a lot of topical pain gel for the nerve pain because those work better than oral stuff. But one of the easiest thing that you can do if you have a nerve pain that you want to try it is taking magnesium. Magnesium citrate, magnesium glycinate. If you take that, magnesium actually block the pain receptor. For these nerve pain receptor to work, they have to have a lot of calcium going to the receptor. So
Okay.
if you load yourself up with the magnesium compete with the calcium and block the calcium. And that stop the pain.
Oh,
So,
okay.
from the muscle pain point of view, you can use the magnesium also because muscle contraction is caused by calcium. So if you load up the magnesium relaxes the muscle. So, I tell a lot of people, if anything with the pain, try the magnesium supplement to start with. But you
Okay.
need to know which magnesium because one of the magnesium that I will tell people not ever to use it as a magnesium supplement is magnesium oxide.
Magnesium oxide?
Yeah, that is a laxative. If
Okay.
you familiar with the milk of magnesia,
Oh, is that what it is?
milk
Yeah,
of
okay.
magnesia is a laxative.
Yeah.
And in the milk of magnesia, 100% is magnesium oxide. So
Okay.
don't take
Don't take
that.
that. Okay.
You can take magnesium citrate. If you can, you want it even better stuff, you can find magnesium glycinate, which is amino acid chelate. And that works one of the best for the pain.
Is that in
So
pill form?
capsules.
Capsules.
Yeah.
Capsules. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm rambling on a lot.
I
I
am
just
coming to
want
your
to
place to get me some
Magnesium.
magnesium.
absolutely, yeah. So that's a lot of people like Norm, you said challenge and pain management. The challenge is that we're not listening to our body and we're not looking. I think one of the big challenge with the whole health healthcare is that our doctors doesn't have time.
Do not have time.
No, for us to be able to assess these kind of pain stuff, like I have a few doctors that knows what I do, so they
Mhm.
will refer patient to me because like that migraine patient that having 20 years of migraine, the doctor don't know what to do anymore, and she knows what I can do. So she said, Dennis, you have more time. Can you assess her? Can you see what I think is happening with this trigger point? So that's what I did. and I found a point on the neck, and I communicate with the doctor, and doctor said, okay, here's the prescription. You show her how to use it, etc. But then after that, that wasn't, treating 100%, and
Right.
just being me. I can't stop there. I'm like, okay, let's look at this, let's look at that, and we end up, you know, uh, I'm potentially like, okay, there's a possibility of toxic overload, so let's do the liver support, and that actually, help her eliminate the migraine. So that's the thing. You need to have the time, and so some doctors don't have the time, even though they want to do this. Other doctors don't know
Do you
what's
think
going on.
doctors do you think doctors overprescribe pain medication?
Yes and no, because I've seen both side of it. I know,
Okay.
a lot of doctors I've talked to when I practice a lot of the patient, and sometimes patients just want the prescription, and they think that taking the pain medication when the pain symptom is controlled, I'm good. I don't want anything. That's all I want. So for those kind of cases, for the doctor is okay, I'll write you the prescription. That's all you want. But in other cases, is that the doctor just
But that's not solving the problem though when you
no,
say that
no,
doctors are just, okay, you want this prescription, okay, I'll
yeah,
just
yeah.
do you the subscription.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
gets he gets his billing and the other guy gets his pills, it doesn't matter. It seemed like
No,
that's
exactly.
what's
There's,
going on,
but there's other doctors that want to help the patient and trying to work with, pharmacy and pharmacists like us saying,
right?
okay, what's going on? Can we do something? Can we do this, that? But don't forget, the patient is in the driver's seat. Doesn't matter how much doctor or us want to do anything for them. If they don't accept it and they don't execute what our suggestion and direction, nothing's gonna change.
No.
If
Uh,
they only want prescription and they only want to take that,
Yep.
nothing we can do. I
so that
remember one patient that got addicted to pain.
that's what I was
We
gonna ask.
actually trying to get him to methadone
Off.
clinic and to get him off. The doctor referred him to methadone clinic for 5 times. He never went.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are we talking about opioids and stuff
Opiate,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
there's all kind of like there are two sides of the story, and you have to be like the whole team has to be working together, but the patient has to be willing and mentally and emotionally able to
Take those
carry
pills.
out, you know. And so I come back to again a little bit of mindset, right? Uh, if you don't have the mindset, you're not going to change anything.
Yep.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
true.
what you tell them to do, and it doesn't matter what they said initially. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do this. If they don't have the support system to keep their mindset straight, they're not going to do it.
Wow.
They're going to fall. And
Mm.
we need other people around them to be able to help them get back up.
But it was the doctor who was prescribing more pills because that's what they wanted. They
Yeah.
didn't want anything else.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So, doctor can do anything. And that the patient actually died.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay. So
yeah.
would that go in the realm of the doctor help that patient get to that point, or
It's not because of the doctor that caused the patient to die. He just not eating properly, nothing for him is that's all he
the
wants.
pills? He
The
just wanted the
pills.
pills.
Yeah, and doesn't matter what we were trying to do. Like I used to work with him very closely. I even give him my cell phone number, and he'll call me because he ran out of pill.
Right.
And I'm like, well, can we do this? Can we do that? How come you ran out? All that and supporting him. And he got cleaned up at one point fairly good.
Okay.
and then he got into background again.
Mhm.
So the whole support and the whole environment, right? It's not
Yeah.
just one, but many factors. But again, we're getting off a little bit on the addiction side, which
Yeah,
I'm
That's
not
pain,
expert.
but
That's a
that's
pain.
pain as
Yeah,
well. That's a pain
absolutely.
too. It's a
Yeah,
different type
yeah,
of pain.
yeah.
yep,
But
So
it's a self-medicated type of pain.
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so, definitely there's a lot of support system needed for these people that addicted to pain medication. And family support, family has to be strong, and other, different social, economical, all that mental, emotional support.
Right.
yeah,
I was with that patient, I was to the point of anything he'll call me. I became his emotional support, even
Okay.
to the point, and that's really draining for me because I don't get paid for doing that. I don't get paid for spending time on the phone with him, but I did it because he was my patient.
Right.
That I want to help him and see him, get better. So
Okay.
sometimes you do things as a healthcare practitioner because you see what's going on and you know what you can do to help them, but sometimes it's not enough support from every side that you know we can.
Right.
yeah. I like a couple of things that you were talking about, Dennis. One is really looking at the mindset
Yeah,
and thriving beyond the pain.
yeah,
But it's
Yes.
that mindset part where you have a proactive mindset
yeah,
and surrounding yourself with people that are gonna lift you up, but also with professionals that you can help. I mean, whether
absolutely.
everyone needs a coach, right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean, it's so important that we get that coaching and get that proper coaching, and with the resources that are available now. I mean, there's just so many different resources available, including yourself, Dennis. There's a pile of resources there that people can go to and get that proactive mindset. Because I suffered from chronic back pain, and I still do, and it gets really hard after 2, 3, 4 weeks of something being in pain all the time and all the rest of the stuff, and you get a little bit discouraged. And it's so important to get back on that, the proactive part, and make sure that you've got that mindset to say, what,
yeah.
this is what I need to do. And there's a lot of different things from physiotherapy and all the different other suggestions that you said tonight, Dennis. So
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's
That's an
heavy.
eye opener.
Yeah, heavy topic area when you get into the whole pain and addiction because again, like I said, I'm not an expert at addiction side, but I'm consider well versed in the pain management side. So I look at it from pain management side, and if we can share better information of what causing the pain and how to manage that. For me, is that from the pain point of view is prevention. If you can do the more, like not just pain but any chronic health issue, the more prevention you can do, the better at it. When you're 5 feet deep
Hmm.
in a mud, trying to get back out is harder than not stepping into this loose sand or mud pit type of thing, right? So
Hmm.
teaching them and sharing information and making sure that they understand what causes these kind of chronic issue and how do we try to prevent it if we can. And even if you're in there, knowing what causes it can help you get back out better than just controlling the symptom.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess, you're trying desperately to get, you know, to be pain free, but just controlling the symptom itself can also be a double-edged sword.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. For me, it's great. You want to control the symptom. We understand that you're in pain, but we have to
But
look at it and eliminate. Like, say, for example, you got a nail going across your finger and you just want to take the painkiller and you don't want to take the nail out. It's not going to help you
no.
in the long run, right? So, it's just funny because not regarding the pain, but there's a video on social media that you may have seen it before. The husband and wife. The wife keeps saying that I got this nagging headache all the time, and husband saying, "Let's take the, you know, nail out of your head." And she's like, "You're not listening to me. You always trying to solve the problem, but it's just the pain funny
The
for
pain.
me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah. No
So
kidding.
yeah, you need to try to eliminate that, the trigger,
Right.
and then we can, in the long run, get the better help.
I like it.
Well, on that note, I don't know if any closing comment from two gentlemen, and we should call it a night
Yeah.
because it's like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
I can
like
keep going.
the one guy said, great content. I think speaking of pain, the different types of pain that a person has um, can or may be treated differently. But what we do see all the time in society, it's always going to the drugs, to cure that pain when
Yeah,
there's other things like taking the toxics out of your
out of
body and
the
stuff.
body. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
That's the first thing when what you said there. I said, "Oh, I didn't know that." I do know it now. I mean, and it's amazing every time we have this webcam like this. I find something differently every single time. And I said, "Yeah, I can do that too."
Yeah.
So, so it's good.
it's
Yeah.
always fun to talk about these things, that sharing information.
Yes.
Sometimes you never thought of it, not that you
Yeah.
don't know it, but you never thought of it. That could be the trigger. And
Exactly.
from my point of view, is being doing this for a while, that I'm looking at everything.
Yep.
you know
Yeah.
I don't want to leave stone unturned.
Yep.
And I tell my patient that work with me one-on-one as a consult, I tell them that if I have not been able to find the answer, that does not mean there's no answer. I just haven't found it.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to keep digging. If you have
Never stop.
allow me to, and you want to keep working with me, I'm going to keep digging. And that's
Yes.
what, because our body is complex. And if you can get it right environment and right food and nutrients and stuff, the body will heal itself.
Hmm. You have a person here, Shirley
Yep.
Hill. What she said. I have vertigo for 2 years. The pain is at the back of my neck, back of
It
my
could be,
head. I
yeah,
don't know if it's stress related.
yeah, it could be because, again, like I said, I mentioned it, see if how tense your neck muscle is. And then the other thing with the vertigo is that in some people, nutrient deficiency can trigger that vertigo. So,
Hmm. Okay.
Shelly, you can message me directly. I know you did before, whatever, and we can chat a little bit and see what's going on. If need to, you can book a 15 minutes strategy call, complimentary call to our website, and then we can literally chat on the Zoom and 15 minutes and see anything that I can kind of pinpoint for you.
Hmm.
It's very true, Dennis. Sinden.com,
Yeah.
CINDEND.com.
Very good,
Well,
gentlemen.
Great.
thank you very
Hmm.
much.
Always so much fun.
We will
Well, thank
come back
you.
in 2 weeks, and we'll have another interesting topics. And I'm actually trying to talk to a few different practitioners that I know to come on as a speaker. One of the ones that I really waiting for and wanting to bring up is this lady named Jen Stevens. She is the intermittent fasting specialist.
Okay.
And I had a good conversation with her back in Tucson 3 weeks ago. And we had a lot of good stuff. Like, I'm not advocate of intermittent fasting because a lot of patients that I see has issue with energy, etc. So I want them to eat properly. But after talking to her, I'm like, hey, your type of intermittent fasting, I can suggest. So I'm gonna bring her on. I don't know when I can get her book because she has her own podcast and she has 1 million followers on her podcast. So trying to get her, she promised me that she'll come on my podcast. So I'm hoping that I can get her on sooner than later. So that'll be the one of the big topic. And there's a few other gynecologists, functional gynecologists, etc. that I know that has their own podcast that they said they will come and be guests on our podcast. So I'm looking forward to it. This year's gonna be more exciting, sharing different information and bringing different speaker in.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Thank you so much again,
Yeah.
Dennis. Thanks, Willard.
On that
Thank you,
note,
gentlemen.
thank you and good
Take
night.
care.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Gary.